So we have a slight change in the next speaker lineup. Charlie from O2 can't make it, and we're lucky to have Francis from Telcordia here, who's in charge of strategic architecture. You're going to be doing that? Charlie, you're here? Oh my God. Francis is going to do your job on the panel though, right? Ah. So this is how fast this conference is in terms of OSS BSS, right? So without further ado, and Charlie, who I see once a year at these conferences, actually more like twice a year, right? There's a couple of shows. Is going to talk about what O2 is doing in terms of the work on the customer experience. And I'm interested because I was here last year, actually, when you introduced the whole concept of rallying the work around the subscribers. So it'll be interesting to see where you guys are now. Please help me welcome Charlie from O2. Sorry, I misread.
That's all right. Thank you very much. Good morning, all. Hope you enjoyed your teas and coffees. So my name's Charlie Hunter. I am from O2, O2 Media. I don't have a traditional telecoms background. In fact, I've got a media marketing agency background. So why am I here? Well, what I'm here to talk about is how O2 has looked at the marketplace and recognized need to create a new revenue stream from advertising. First off, I'm going to show you a visual metaphor at how we do this. Now, is there a clicker on here or something that I can...
This is the ultimate user experience. There's only one button.
So I can't go back.
Can't go wrong. There you go.
Thank you. So, first of all, I think it was Lord Leverhulme that said he doesn't know which half of his advertising gets noticed, but everyone knows that advertising gets lost. Steady but sure. It goes unnoticed. Falls on uninterested eyes and ears. That's why O2 Media was created, to engage with people who are interested, who do take notice on a one-to-one basis, not one mass media market such as traditional advertising, but engaging millions of people as individuals. As O2, we've got 22 million customers, so it's really key for us to make sure that any kind of advertising that we do is done on an individual basis. So personalization is absolutely crucial for us. So the consumer insight behind all of this goes like this. Have you ever walked out the tube station and you just suddenly stops immediately and you practically walk straight into them? Because first thing that people are doing is we did a really statistically unrobust survey on this, but we just did some observational techniques. 70% of people are carrying their mobile phone in their hand when they come out of the bus station, come out of the tube station. And you see when people get a text message, they literally just stop. Their behavior is so engaged in this medium of voice and text messaging that is the first thing that they do. In fact, the killer app that I've got is called Wife Sat Nav. It's brilliant. You should all get one. Basically what it does is when I'm going on a night out or meeting friends, I'll get a text from Wife Sat Nav and she'll tell me where to go and meet my friends. It will then, if I've had running late, it will text me the times and the trains that I need to get back. And then if I've have a little snooze on the train, I'll get called and I'll get text messages to try and wake me up so I don't miss my slot. Slot's brilliant. The killer app of the future. Text and voice. So that's the kind of like the key kind of insight as to where we're going, where O2 Media goes with this, is that we recognise that the phone is so loved by the audience. In fact, from a robust research that we did, we found that 45% of people love their phone. More so with smartphones. It's a much higher affinity people have with their smartphone. Next year, there's going to be 55% penetration of smartphones in the UK. So from an advertiser's perspective, it's a key media that they can engage with an audience base in. How they're currently consuming it? Well, they're checking emails, they're checking Facebook, and traditionally, they're not really recognised as a media. Well, actually, it is a media, and it's just that the brands and the advertisers need to understand how to engage with their audience correctly with this media. And it's very different. So when the smartphone first came out, or the iPhone, it was recognised that it was kind of like a status symbol. People were getting it because they could show it off to all their mates, and but in reality they just used it as a status symbol, and they were just busy playing Angry Birds on it. What we've seen over the last couple of years is this real shift towards practical use of the smartphone, and we've seen all sorts audience segments from across the entire audience base using smartphones. For example, busy mums love the smartphone because it does so much for them. They can organise their entire life through the mobile device. It'll get there. There we go. And time spent on the smartphone is growing and growing and growing. And I almost say that actually it's probably 50% spend an hour on their smartphone a day now. And when you break it up into small chunks, it's not actually a really long time. For example, quick session on Angry Birds, if you're just on a couple of bus rides from your stop, you're in between meetings, so you go and have a coffee, that's ticking up there, you're checking email, making a few calls, but you're heavily on your mobile browsing. And then maybe you've had a really busy day at work, and you know what, you're just going to catch up on your favourite TV programme on the way home on the train. So actually an hour on your smartphone device is not long at all. And that's the key for advertisers. It's getting into that channel. But they need to do it in the right way. And this is my favourite insight of how people consume smartphone media. You've got two very clear, distinct behaviours at how people do it. And they do this, and you can have a look, watch people, and you can tell in which kind of like mindset people are in. They're in either this binge drinking kind of fast media consumption where they've got to check Facebook, they've got to check their mates, they want to forward on this text message, and they're just doing frantic amount of mobile usage. But it's that quick dip in and dip out. The other behaviour is this more personal, which I call the chocolate fix, which is like this, it's pure indulgence. It's actually they're timing out from the rest of the world, and someone naked could just walk straight past them and they wouldn't notice because they're so engaged with the content that they're reading or listening to or whatever they're browsing. But that's great. But actually, one of the key uses that is always overlooked, and when we did some key kind of ethnographical research on this, we found that people look really bemused when we ask them about text messaging, because actually it's a given. Everyone uses it, and the consumers really understand how it's used as well, because it's immediate, it's one-to-one, though you can forward on to lots of different friends, but as soon as you get a text message, you pick it up. So it's immediate and you get that instant dialogue. But treat it with real respect is how we've learned to do it. And for the last 3 years, we've been testing the market. We've been growing an audience base, how to communicate to this. And what we found is that people are really receptive to advertising, in fact. And 14% of people will find mobile video and gaming through advertising. When we actually ask them if they would want advertising on their phone, you get that immediate knee-jerk reaction of, no, definitely don't want advertising. No, so it's really intrusive. It's my invasion of my privacy, and it's spam. Don't want it. So okay, well, would you like a 30% off maybe Gap, or would you like 50p off a Starbucks coffee? Oh yeah, well that's different. That's not advertising. Well. Yes, it is advertising. So that's what we've been based on for the last kind of like couple of years, is this, we've been building a proposition that is around offers and discounts. And then suddenly this came up, video MMS. And we sent we sent quite a lot of video MMSs. And then we started asking our customers what they thought of it. I said, yeah, love it. I want more of this kind of media channel. 70% of people said that they like receiving this type of media. But hang on, you said that you didn't want advertising on your phone. That's just a straightforward TV ad, straight to the mobile phone. So it's like, actually what people say isn't necessarily always what they will actually do or what they want. There, got it. So our media strategy. For us, it is crucial that we, first of all, we've got an audience base of 6.4 million people receiving mobile messages through their smartphone or through their feature phone. And that's the equivalent media channel to Channel 5's Big Brother. I must change this to X Factor, actually, make it a bit more relevant for today. Or 2 issues of The Sun. So when you put it in that perspective for a media, for a media buyer or for an advertiser, it's got scale. And that was one of the key things for the last couple of years that we've been fighting against, is that it's treated as not a serious media channel. Actually now it really has, because we've got larger audience reaches than other traditional media channels. What an advertiser will always want is to ensure that their message reaches the right person to get that relevancy. And it's along those lines of content is king. When you open up a newspaper, you hopefully won't see bad examples of it, but normally what you will always see is that they try to match editorial with the right advertising to increase the relevancy. And this kind of like visual metaphor, again, this is again like the kind of like the opening slide with how most of advertising gets lost. That's what advertisers want. They want to reach the right person at the right time. How do we do it? We do it through behavior. For us, it's really crucial to make sure that we understand people's behavior to increase that relevancy, and importantly for our clients, minimize the wastage. In real life, how does this work? What we see is 2 very similar audience demographics, how an advertiser may plan their advertising campaigns. For example, Calvin and Dean, 2 very similar age demographics, and live, say, in North London somewhere. So a media agency might look at that and go, okay, well, that's great, and that's traditional kind of press, because there's no guarantee of how that they can reach that. However, when we look at the data, and data is absolutely crucial for us, love it, is that you can really distinguish audience segmentation differences. For example, Calvin, he's what we call, just loves to play. You know, his behavior might be, he might be checking in on his Foursquare or his, some of the other apps on Facebook at 9 p.m. in a bar in Soho on Friday night. He might have bought tickets through priority ticketing or for any other kind of like mobile action to Arcade Fire, building up a demographic profile there, and he's tagged his mates in Facebook on his mobile device. Versus Dean, who's checked in at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, so maybe all his peers is very much ambitious. He's really building up his kind of like peer network. Redeemed coffee at 8 o'clock in the morning in his local coffee shop. Frequent flyer, getting the roaming data, and highly ambitious. 2 completely different target audience groups for advertisers. And they allow us to do this because we've built up a lot of trust and offers. And to do this, we must ensure that we provide best practice, because this is really crucial for us as a business. If we generate opt-outs, we will essentially be in danger of putting people off O2 as a brand and moving to another network. So for us, it's really crucial that we get the trust through, and we monitor this on a regular basis. We monitor it on our customer satisfaction survey on a quarterly basis. We monitor it on advertising campaigns, so we do from brand advertising effectiveness research, but crucially, we actually monitor it in real time. Every customer has an option whenever they receive a message to opt out immediately. So after every ad, there's an opportunity for them to opt out. We will monitor that in real time, and that gives us real data to understand whether the message is well received or not well received. And we have really low opt-out rates. Our opt-out rate is less than the actual business. 2010 was the year of the World Cup. We just moved offices from our headquarters in Telefonica headquarters out in Slough. We just hired 5 sales guys to hit the road. So we were based in above a Carpetwright office in Edgware Road. And this office was the engineer's office. where they're monitoring all the kind of like the cell sites. Beginning of 2010, I was on a conference call with the CRM guys, and I'm really pushing for the fact, right, I need big football audiences. And they said, yeah, we can do that. So what they did is they were just looking at the people that had ticked a box to say that they were interested in football. And they were really pleased because they got 50,000, and I was gutted, absolutely gutted with this. And on the walls of the engineer's office were these maps of London and everywhere. And there was, kid you not, there was maps of Wembley Stadium, the Olympics, and there was these circles around all the cell sites. And it's just like that. It was, I'd love to say it was the eureka moment, but it wasn't. It was more like probably like the Bart Simpson "duh" moment, where it's like, well, actually what we just need to do is simply through behaviour is just identify those people from that cell site who have gone to an Arsenal match on a Saturday. And that all of a sudden put 2 digits on the number of football fans that we had, because we could replicate that one cell site for all the Premier League football matches, and all of a sudden, through behaviour, we've got a really engaged target audience. And you know, brands like all the kind of like those brands wanting to communicate to football fans, they love this approach because they know that they're going to get the right cut through. Time it right, time that message, actually maybe at the football stadium as well. You've got that real relevancy as well. So what we're doing today is we're doing a huge amount of location-based messaging. And so, for example, you might be on Oxford Street and we can ping you a message in real time about a special offer. The benefit to this for brands and retailers is that they're firstly getting the awareness, but secondly, they're driving that footfall in, which ultimately they can measure because it's redeemable. So a lot of brands are adopting this approach whereby they can actually measure those people that they've sent a message through from their mobile phone and actually redeemed in store, which for them is a fantastic way to track their media spend. For example, McDonald's, this is just an engagement message to promote their Monopoly triple play. 54% of people after receiving the location-based message walk straight into a McDonald's. Starbucks, we sent a 50p off message for a coffee, and that for them they did an econometric modelling scenario on it, and for them mobile was the best performing media channel from TV, press, social media and online. So mobile really does manage to generate that cut through as well as generating ROI. I'm not saying that mobile should act as a standalone media. Absolutely not. The consumer insight is, or you just have a look at your own mobile behaviour. Your phone, well, my phone is with me from dawn to dusk as my alarm clock. Got some beautiful images. We did some ethnographic research, and we didn't ask some of the participants to do this, but we've got one girl, and she put up on her video camera as her alarm clock was going off, and the first thing she did was just, I've just got to check Facebook, just got to check in, just got to tweet that it's a beautiful morning. So they're on it all day long, they're never off it. And from a media perspective, that's how you amplify your media message across other media channels. So it works as an amplification to other media channels. We did a really game-changing campaign for Lynx. This is really cool. Lynx was doing a experiential poster in Victoria Station, and I think some other major train stations across the UK. Basically, what happened is this area on the concourse with a circle, and as you walk over it, you're supposed to look up on the big screen, and an angel drops beside you on the big screen. So what we did was we really helped amplify that message. So we did about half a mile perimeter around all the major train stations. We identified in real time any 16 to I think 25-year-old blokes fitted the Lynx target audience. When they walked into that kind of perimeter, they got sent a location-based message which prompted them to go and see this angel falling out of the sky. So it's really amplifying this mobile experience and really generating that, in this case, message recall, association, and also the intent to purchase. So really impactful stuff. Used in TV, so many times have I seen in the research that people are on the same, contributing to the same Facebook conversation whilst in the same room watching TV. Look in your own scenarios. Have you got your mobile phone with you whilst watching TV? I think it's 86% of people have their mobile phone with them whilst watching TV. And use that. So, for example, here what we did was we helped Honda send a message to their target audience just before their TV ad broke to encourage them to download an app. So then when they downloaded their app, they could use the screen swapping technology. So then they shined the video camera or the camera using the app on the TV, and the characters from the TV popped out from the TV onto the app and really extended the experience from the TV campaign. And it did really well. To an older audience of 34 to 54 years old, it did like a 12% click rate, which is really exceptional. A lot of brands don't necessarily always have mobile sites. A really simple, great way around that is use the existing collateral that's out there. Drive them straight to Facebook. If you're trying to generate engagement, drive them straight into Facebook to engage with your campaign. The trend with a lot of brands and advertisers at the moment is to create these engagement pages on Facebook. So use that to your advantage. What's going to happen in what we're seeing more and more is that the real savvy shoppers are extracting every ounce out of their mobile phone, their smartphone. They walk into store and they've got their smartphone armed to the teeth with apps, which should frighten the hell out of any retailer. They've got Best Buy, they've got Amazon, store checkers, so they'll go in already with an idea of what they want to buy. They'll then go into the store and they will actually check in. So the point about them checking in is to see if they've got any real-time better offers that they can see locally to them. They'll then go in store. They will browse. They'll use their barcode scanners to get more information out. They'll read reviews about the products. But importantly, the difference here is between that online and that m-commerce experiences. They actually want to see the product. They want to touch it. They want to look at it. They want to feel it. They want to see how good it is, as opposed to just buying it online. And that is the other important thing. And this is how the physical present meets the m-commerce present, is because they will still ask the sales guy for advice, and they'll get their opinion. So from customer service perspective, it's got to be bang on the money as well, because you get that negative brand experience. You know the savvy shopper is straight out the door. They'll then, if it's not in stock, they will, whilst the sales attendant might be going off in the background, they'll be checking to see if it's in stock as well. Likewise, they'll be going off to check whether it's in stock with any of their competitors. If it's not in stock, be warned, because that savvy shopper is not going to walk straight out the store. They're going to stay in your store and they're going to buy from your competitor. So the real message that retailers need to understand is that they need to be ready to be for this mass market, which is armed to the teeth with smartphones. And this was some lovely bell charts which the ad agency Ogilvy did, which demonstrates this very trend that we've been seeing as well. Is that it will be very soon that you'll get the early majority doing this same behaviour of the savvy smartphone shopper at the moment. In our space, we're working in this space as well, and bit of insight for you. We branded the O2 not because we wanted to get our name above the door of the O2. We branded it the O2 because we wanted to give our customers a little reward. So it's essentially a reward loyalty scheme. Now, the reward that O2 customers get for the O2 is that they can get 48-hour tickets before anyone else that's around. So from an incentive point of view, they will stay with O2 because they know that they can get their tickets to their favourite brands before anyone else and get really good seats. We've extended that, and essentially what we call is we supercharge it, which means that you can get that similar kind of like priority moments anytime, anywhere you want. Now, fingers crossed the video works. So this is an example of how it should work. Hopefully the video will play.
Priority moments to my mobile and quickly launch the service. My phone instantly works out where I am and fetches a list of exclusive offers and treats nearby. Spotting an offer for free popcorn at any Odeon cinema, I tap to find out more and open the map to pinpoint the Odeon closest to me. Happy, I accept the offer and receive a voucher in return. At the cinema, I produce the voucher code on my mobile and bingo, I get a free bucket of popcorn with my movie. Clever, relevant and simple. Priority moments.
We launched that in August, and it's just getting great customer satisfaction at the moment, and really, really proud of it. And the purpose here is that the way the marketplace is developing is that you're getting the 360. That whole mobile experience gap is going to be closed off, whereby people will be, through NFC technology, will be having the mobile wallets, they'll be able to do the whole m-commerce solution just through their mobile phones. So just to conclude, yeah, right on time. Messaging is hugely powerful because it remains one-to-one, it's immediate. Make sure any mobile experience you do is a good customer experience because you get a positive brand experience. Get the app right and you get cut through because you're always with your target audience. And then remember that the mobile phone is with them all day long, so it enhances experiences which are also other media. So it amplifies other media. And so thank you very much.
As usual,
thank you.
We don't have time for questions, but maybe we can take one. This is a fascinating area when you get most of our marketing people are engineers, so we tend to suffer a touch, but it's good to have a media person doing marketing. This is killing me. Anybody's got a question for Charlie, like a quick one we can take over?
Are you doing any kind of data intelligence to know what to push to the customer?
Can you repeat the question also?
Are we doing any data intelligence to push to the customer? So data intelligence, so what we know works well with the customer. So
or what they do based on
analytics, basically.
Analytics. Analytics is absolutely crucial for us. We need to really it's crucial for us, but it's also it's crucial for our advertisers as well. Our advertisers want to make sure that they're reaching the right person, so we need to ensure that we get that message to that right person. If we don't get it to the right person, we face the challenge of not getting a positive brand experience and potentially losing customers. We also need to make sure that we're reporting back to our advertisers. So how much engagement, which customer profile responded better. For example, a brand might be thinking about producing an app strategy. What we could find out is that most of those responders are actually from Android's audience base. So therefore, we'd recommend them to develop an Android app as opposed to maybe a different kind of smartphone app.
Cool. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
See you later. Are you going to be around for lunch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if you guys want to grab Charlie for that, that'd be great. Thanks.